Welcome to the WHHI News. I'm McNair, and here's a look at some of your headlines. Lowcountry Congresswoman Nancy Mace's meltdown at the Charleston airport over the weekend has now drawn the ire of the state's two senators, whose names she invoked when saying they wouldn't be treated like she was by airport police and TSA agents. Senators Tim Scott and Lindsey Graham called her behavior out of bounds. Scott saying that elected officials work for the officers and not the other way around. A bipartisan group of over 60 Charleston area lawmakers and law enforcement officials have issued a public letter defending the airport staff. Attorney General Alan Wilson, who's running against Mace for governor, even catered breakfast one morning this week to the TSA employees who are working without pay during the government shutdown. Now, Mace's response has been to hire nationally known conservative lawyer Larry Klayman and threaten to sue airport officials, police officers, and even an airline gate agent for defamation. Now, speaking of travel issues, the Thanksgiving holiday is just 3 weeks away, and 11 state tourism groups have signed a letter asking Congress to reopen the government because the tourism industry has already suffered a $4 billion loss. The letter says the shutdown threatens to derail family travel plans across the country, creating the possibility of a Thanksgiving travel crisis. Boys and girls clubs are considered safe, open places for kids after school hours, but a kerfuffle at the Bluffton Boys and Girls Club has folks looking for answers. WTOC-TV is reporting that 27-year employee and one-time executive director Molly Hornbeak has been fired, and no one is saying why. Hornbeak says she was called into a lawyer's office at the end of September and fired for poor work performance, though she says she was never given a performance evaluation or was told of any complaints. That started a groundswell of support for Hornbeak. Boys and Girls Club officials, however, say it's a personnel matter and won't comment. While most organizations create an annual report that is often kind of mundane and accounts its activities, but one of the more interesting ones comes from groups like Shore Beach Service that provides the lifeguards who protect Hilton Head's beaches. Those lifeguards made contact with nearly 10,000 beachgoers this past summer, rescuing 106 potential victims, helping with 67 major medical incidents, and taking over 10,000 preventative actions to avoid further issues. And by the way, the 4th of July was the busiest day this summer on Hilton Head beaches. If you'd like more information on these stories and more, visit the news sources on your screen, and be sure to check us out on Facebook, X, and Instagram. If you have a story idea, email us at news@WHHITV.com. And now with sports, here's Justin Jarrett.
Hey, it's time for Last Night in the Lowco on WHHI, powered by LowcoSports.com. And it's time to get ready for the high school football playoffs with 16 games featuring teams from the Lowco on tap Friday night. We have 4 teams repping the Lowco in the Class 4A playoffs, including the region champion Hilton Head Seahawks, who will be at home in the Nest to take on South Aiken. Bluffton and May River also earned home games in the first round as the Bobcats welcome Gilbert to the Den, while the Sharks take on Wilson in the Tank. Beaufort High hits the road as the at-large team in the upper state bracket and takes on top-ranked South Point. Battery Creek has a tough task on the road at undefeated Loris in Class 3A, and Hampton County will open what should be a long playoff run at home against Lake City in Class 2A, while Whale Branch travels to top-seeded Philip Simmons. In Class 1A, both Ridgeland and Hardyville open at home, with the Jaguars hosting Bethune-Bowman and Lakeview coming to the Ville. In the Skiza first round, we'll have Hilton Head Christian Academy at home against Trinity Collegiate and John Paul II at Florence Christian in Class 3A, and Hilton Head Prep at top-seeded Calhoun Academy in Class 2A. The Skiza 1A bracket is loaded with Lowco flavor as Colleton Prep and Thomas Hayward open at home against Lee Academy and Carolina Academy respectively, while Beaufort Academy travels to Dorchester Academy and Patrick Henry hits the road to top-seeded Williamsburg. We'll preview all the games this week on the LowcoSports Lowdown and round up all the scores and highlights Friday night on Lowco Pigskin Live. For LowcoSports and WHHI, I'm Justin Jarrett. Until next time, go Lowco.
Thanks a lot, Justin. Coming up next, Charlie Clark with the Hilton Head Island Bluffton Chamber of Commerce. She's got some great information on upcoming events. Don't go away.